Hey guys, welcome back to part 3 of making customized scales for a folding knife. I've been thinking about how to cut the back support boards to the right size. Since the cutout template plan didn't work as well, I wanted this backing layer to act as a rough guide to make sure all the pieces are fitting within the knife's dimensions. I decided to edit the vector blueprint to add an initial cut line, a larger outline around the edges of the whole knife so that I have enough material during the sanding phase to really dial in the shape. Getting this line onto the printout also let me cut and shape the individual pieces to the exact same specs as well, and this will make it easier to see if a part is cut enough or not. Okay, and there it is. Let's cut these out. Almost completely straight. They're bowing in this way, so that'll be the inside. Just mark that. So these are going inwards. So therefore, everything is going to be pasted in between these two, then cut, then flipped, then on the knife. Okay. Okay. Sprayed the glue on. I made the tolerances on these very small, so I'm actually going to use the light I'm using to light up the workspace to make sure that everything is within the boundaries. Alright, and the beak doesn't matter. Time to cut. Alright, first pass. It's not all the way through. It's probably only like 80% through the first layer of veneer. But the score is in there, so as long as I don't get too reckless, subsequent passes should be pretty good. Also careful not to tilt the blade to the side, because then you'll get beveled edges, which I don't need in this context. Although, you can see with the stock scales that the edges are beveled on these. I don't yet know how I want to tackle that, or if I'm going to tackle that. Problem being, the veneers are only so thick, so if I cut into them on the side, the bottom layers might show up, which would then be just like an outline on the entire thing, which might not look bad, and it'll feel better in the grip. But that's still a future problem. Okay. That shot in just a little bit over, but it should be fine. It's part of the beak, which will be cut out later, but it also means that I'm getting tired and impatient and reckless, which I said I really need to be careful about earlier. Okay. Whew. Okay. Halfway done. Back to it. Okay. All right. And as it should, they match, and they are still a little bit bowed inward, which is perfectly fine. So I might be at the point where I need to finalize this angle. I have two ways of doing this. Either I can tape all this together, scribe a line, cut it exactly at that, or I can start gluing all of these onto here, and then cut it so it's never going to move. But I want to glue all these together so that it's another step where everything has a chance to dry lined up in the same pressure, so I would rather tape these together temporarily. The cut goes a little bit off diagonally, so one more pass here, try to straighten that edge. Good, straight, clean cut. It might just be that I just do exactly on these lines and it'll work out perfectly. Near perfect match. Okay, that feels like a good fit, secure fit. Ah, okay. Okay. It's just 3 very difficult curved cuts left. Everything will be fine. Okay. File time. Now, it's just the last piece, the crown. Back to the knife.
By this point, I realized that whittling away super thin slices were faster and easier than cutting chunks off. I think this is because the thickness of the blade, though not much, still exerts a lot of lateral force and increases friction. But with the super thin slices, the wood easily bends away to relieve that stress.
Seems good enough. Okay.
Now I get to peel the templates off. This is one of the benefits of spray adhesive. If you let it dry a little before sticking it on, it acts like a removable sticker or masking tape. That said, some of these did end up stuck and I needed to sand the pieces down to remove some of the torn paper and residue. But ultimately, the glue is not seeping into the wood, so it's not messing with the grain structure nor how absorbent it will be if/when I stain it or finish it. Any sanding I need to do is also much less than if I had used a liquid glue.
Okay, I think I'm allowed to start gluing things together. I don't think I'm doing anything particularly stupid or skipping steps. Just make sure nothing's too dusty. I need to glue together the edges as well as the faces. I guess I'll start with the flatter one because it'll just be easier. Order of operations. I need to apply glue to the edges first, then put it on. Okay, all the pieces are in. I'm just gonna have to trust that everything, all the spaces in between the pieces are as filled as can be. Everything as aligned as can be, and just I can clamp these shut. Let's hope this works. But of course that's not it. I still have the wing to do. Do I want a backing on this? Part of me strongly says yes, but I also don't want it to be another double layered backing because then the wing will be too thick. I'll do a single layer backing board. I'm fine with that. Think I can live with it being 2 layers total. I don't have that many slices of walnut left that are flat, so I'll cut a few more out. Okay. Apparently I measured these out in imperial units. 1.5 by 5 inches. Okay, for now, this is more than enough. Oh. Some spider webs. Spider silk. Okay, and another tiny piece of black, some dark brown, and the veneer layers. Yeah, as expected, it just barely fits. brand new set of layers made to be glued together.